Well, hi there, stunners. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rue Jitterrue, and I'm your diva for dating sims, otome games, and other romance games. I'm desperately obsessed with them, I sure am. And we're gonna play a new demo that just came out, I think a few weeks ago. It's called Affictionate. Let me tell you a little bit about this game before we jump right in. And also you can see on the dog cam, that is Penny. Yes, it is. And Mr. Bo is here too. Let me tell you about this game Affictionate. Today, we're making our dream love interest a reality in this dating sim demo. We make up the perfect husbando, a hot, broken bad boy, just the way I like him. And then he comes to life. Wow! Plus, this visual novel is created by KindredSpirit VA. KindredSpirit VA is on YouTube, goes by KindredSpirit on other socials, and he is a variety YouTuber who also plays romance games like Love and Deepspace. And not only that, he voice acted his own Affictionate love interest. Isn't that fun? So I can't wait to dive right in and romance KindredSpirit. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Why don't we go ahead and check this game out? You can wishlist it on Steam. And if you take a look at the description, you'll see the link in there. All right. Without further ado, look at that, y'all. It's Affictionate. Isn't this so pretty looking? I like this. There he is. There's the drawing. I like that. Very nice. And we're going to go ahead and start a new game. Okay, before we get started, let's get to know each other a little bit. What is your preferred gender? Female for me. Yes. Great. The story will now refer to you as she, her. Excellent. Okay. And I go by R-U-E. I'm doing this on my Steam Deck. That's why the thingy is right there. There we go. I did it right. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rue. Perfect. This is your story. Ooh, it's my story. A sharp buzz of my phone notification cuts through my sleep, dragging me back to the surface. Oh, the surface of consciousness. Late afternoon light shines through a gap in my blackout curtains. Napping in the middle of the day. When did I become this messy? That's a good question. But actually, it doesn't look that bad to me, you know? This is actually a cute bedroom. Like, we got a little laundry out, but it could be worse. I scramble to find my phone amidst the clutter of empty takeout containers, tangled cables, and cans on the bedside table. When I manage to grab it and hold it up to my face, the name Hannah greets me in bright letters on the screen. Oh, Hannah! I hesitate, nearly swiping my thumb toward the red button to hang up. I've been avoiding most of my friends for a while now, but that's not really fair to any of them. Why are we avoiding our friends, MC? Are we, like, depressed and, like, isolating ourselves from everybody? That's not healthy, girl. Hannah and I have been best friends since we were kids. She doesn't deserve the silent treatment because I'm embarrassed about my life. Girl, why are you so embarrassed about your life? What is there to be embarrassed about these days? Real. With a deep breath, I tap the green button and accept the call. Here goes nothing. Hey, stranger! It's me, Hannah! Are you gonna get this call? Stop ignoring me. I feel like I haven't heard from you in forever. I know. I've been kind of in a hole. Sorry. Don't worry about it. I figured you were buried in a new job or something. Oh. You laugh awkwardly. Or something. Oh God. We got laid off or something, didn't we? Oof. Any bites at all? Honestly, not really. I've sent out so many applications, I've lost count. Wow, this hits real hard today, in this day and age. This is so real. I can literally see the not viewed status next to half of them. That's the worst. Poor Yuri getting called out. I've been there too, girl. I have been there and it sucks. Have you tried calling the places? Like, just to remind them you exist? I used to. Everyone just told me to be patient. A manager will get to it eventually. Spoiler, they did not. That's so frustrating. Right. It's been a real energy drain. Wait, what about rent? Are you doing okay? Yeah, my parents are covering me while I figure it out. Okay, that's a relief. I was honestly about to ask if you need anything. You know I'd help out, right? Even if it's just groceries. I know. Thank you, Hannah. Always. Anyway, putting the job thing aside for a sec. How's living on your own treating you? Oof. We're living on our own, which means we have bills to pay. And we don't have a job. That's gonna be hard. I know, it is even worse. Ugh. We might have to be like, I don't know, we're gonna have to come up with a side gig. We're gonna have to like, I don't know, become an Uber driver or something. We're gonna have to come up with something. What kind of skills and abilities can we like, you know, are we a photographer? Can we like take people's baby photos and stuff, you know? What can we do to make a little bit of money on this side while we're waiting for a job? Real. I glance around my little apartment and wince, as if Hannah were able to see it over the phone. She'd come over with housewarming gifts when I first moved in. Everything was neat and tidy at that time. What would she think if she could see it now? Piles of laundry everywhere. My bookshelves cluttered with manga, old textbooks, and knickknacks. I think MC's feeling pretty depressed, you know, that's a pretty good sign of depression. I can understand. I get it. My desk, a collection of worn notebooks, scattered papers sporting my scrawled writings, and several jars of pencils, pens, and a fancy writing quill that I never use, but somehow has become scraggly and sad. It's always like that. You know, something that's supposed to bring you a little joy, you put it there just to look at it. You don't even use it, and it's falling apart already. I try not to look up through the doorway to my kitchen, where the dishes are piled visibly high in the sink. I force another smile and crack out a joking response. Could be worse. Beats a dorm room. That's true. It does beat that. I guess anything would feel spacious after living like that for so long. Didn't you have like 5 roommates at once? 5? That's a lot. Just for one semester. But it was the longest of my life. I don't know how you got through that. Y'all, I have some horror stories about roommates. I once had a roommate who was a rather difficult person to live with, stab a nail through my car tire because she was angry with me because she killed her pet rat and I disposed of it, the rotting body of the dead rat. And then she got so mad at me that I did that, she grabbed a nail and stabbed it through my car tire and said, "Have fun getting to work." Triggered. Only by hiding in a corner of the campus library with my manga as often as I could. Fictional characters were so much easier to spend time with than my roommates. Oh, I had a lot of studying to do, so I just focused on that. Not that it's going to do me not much good right now. It feels like it's been so long since I graduated, and my life has gone nowhere. You know what? That is so real. So many people graduate these days and then try to find a job, trying to find something, and it's just nothing. And then you can't get a job because they're like, well, you don't have any experience. But then you can't get experience because you can't get a job. And then if you do have a job, then they're like, yeah, sorry, you're overqualified if you have any experience. We're not hiring you. What the hey? What do you want from people?
Even if it feels that way, I'm sure that's not true. You're just in a transition phase, that's all.
Hello, Mara Drafts. It's 1 a.m. over there, and I ought to be in bed, so I'm not staying, but woo, caught alive. It may well rain locusts now tomorrow. Let's not have locusts. It's like a sign of the apocalypse. Well, listen, okay. I am so happy that you're here. It's fantastic to see you live, and I hope you have fun, and I hope you sleep well. Listen, okay, a lot of people join just to fall asleep. Very frequently people tell me that they put my streams on so they can sleep. You know what? Fine. I'll take it. I will take it. My parents have been saying the same thing to me for over a year. This is exactly why I've been avoiding everyone. It's hard to hear the pity in their voices. Makes me feel like even more of a failure. I can't bring myself to respond to her, and the longer the pause stretches, the more awful I feel. All the good vibes to you. Oh, thank you. And anyone in the chat, have a good one. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, you stunner. Hey there, set for you. You're gonna like this one, set for you. You're gonna like it. We just started. You haven't really missed anything. All we know is that MC has graduated college some time ago and is broke, has recently moved into their own place. We have our own apartment, but we don't have a job. And we've been applying everywhere, and nobody's paying us any attention. It's very real. This is the life that people live. We were texting our bestie about it. You know, we're depressed. You know, we're not cleaning up our house very well because we're sad. Life's hard. That's what's going on. Real. But look at today's boyfriend. Maybe he'll help make things better. Hey, can we dream up today's boyfriend? Like, the whole premise of this game is we make up our own perfect man and then he becomes real. So can we, like, I don't know, dream him up with a good job and lots of money, and then he can, like, become real and live with us and take care of all the bills? Can we do that? I can't bring myself to respond to her, and the longer the pause stretches, the more awful I feel.
Maybe you just need a night out with friends.
That's a good idea.
A couple of us are heading out for dinner later, if you'd like to join us. That's actually why I called. We've all missed you.
Yeah, I've been ghosting my friends. A night without having to think about my situation might be nice. This train wreck of an apartment has been my sanctuary away from the outside world. When I sit down at my desk with my laptop or notebooks, I can lose myself in my writing without having to step foot out of my door. That's been one of the upsides to all of this. The one upside! This looks fantastic. The sheer implications behind this concept are endless already. And the LI's design, chef's kiss. Looking forward to the VOD. Yes, definitely. Check out the VOD because this is gonna be delicious. Can't wait till we all get to see him actually in the game and hear him because he's voice acted. Yes, he is. At least I can write as much as I want now, with no homework, no group projects, and no roommates asking while I'm still up at 3 a.m. That's like me. People being like, girl, Rue, why are you still up? It is 2 in the morning. Listen, okay, I'm doing YouTube. That's why. Writing has always been my escape hatch. Awards in school, a couple competition placements, just enough validation to make me think I could do it forever. But I ended up choosing the responsible path instead. A real career with a real plan. And look how well that turned out. These days, the only thing I'm building is fictional worlds where I actually have my shit together, but I also haven't seen any of my friends in far too long. The longer I avoid them, the harder it will be to see them again in the future. What am I even afraid of? None of my friends are gonna judge me. That might be nice, actually. Honestly, it'd probably do me good to get out and get some fresh air. Where are you guys going?
It's this cute little gastropub that opened about a month ago. It's family owned and is just dripping with atmosphere. Here, I'll send you the directions.
Table and Ember. That sounds yummy. I like a cute little gastropub. Got it. Thanks.
See you there at 5.
Right away, 5 o'clock. We say our goodbyes and end the call. I'm left sitting on my sofa and staring blearily around me. From across the room, I see my reflection in a wall mirror that came with the place. I'm like looking at it. It's like the other side of the room. I look perfectly at home in the mess around me. I'm sloppy looking, is that what I'm saying? My hair is falling out of the loose knot I tied it up in this morning. My eyes look heavy and bored. And the pajamas I've been in all day are strained with both coffee and ketchup from my last 2 meals. That is so me. I can't wear white because I always get stains on it. It was 102 today, and now the sky is falling. Oh my gosh. 102? I don't even look how hot it was today where I'm at. It's pretty hot though. But 102, that's horrible. That's terrible. Degrees. Fahrenheit. It's been hot. It's been a hot summer. I feel sickened at the thought of any of my friends walking through the door and seeing me like this. I get up from the sofa and head to the bathroom to make myself presentable. Getting ready takes longer than it should because every step feels like I'm gearing up for battle. By the time I'm out the door, I almost feel like a functioning human being. Almost. Except for you. You thought it was Michael Jackson in the lower corner? That's today's boyfriend. I can kind of see that, but he's like way hotter than Michael Jackson though. You know? It's gonna be hotter tomorrow for you, Yuri? Because the storm. You live in Tornado Valley. Oh my gosh, real. Yep, Sephiu agrees. He's hot. he's hotter than Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. It's the hair. It's like the length of the hair. That's what it is. It's the hair and like the leather jacket situation. Getting here took a bit longer than I expected, but the rustic warm wins me over fast. Look at this swanky place. It's the kind of place where you can take your family but still order margaritas, which I was told are a must-have. I do like a good margarita, real. The atmosphere blended nostalgic familiarity with a modern edge. The perfect example of this was the wall of exposed brick and hanging greenery in the waiting area. The faux vintage display came with a remote to adjust the lighting for the perfect social media photos. Wow, that's really fancy. They know their target audience around here, don't they? Yes. Once we were all there, it was the perfect icebreaker to gather in close and snap a picture. We were going to have fun tonight, no matter what troubles we'd brought with us. Despite that, I still dreaded conversation with any of them. We're like, dang it, we're going to have fun no matter what. Yes. I knew at some point they'd realize that I didn't have anything meaningful to talk about like they did. At least that's what I thought until Hannah started talking about deja vu and the multiverses. Multiverses. Hannah can be a bit ditzy sometimes, but her uplifting energy really is captivating. There she is. Look at her. Oh my gosh, let's enjoy her sprite. She's adorable and she's hot too. Oh my gosh, Hannah. I like her little spunky personality too, real.
Okay, listen, I'm serious. Deja vu could literally just be different timelines intersecting for like a few seconds.
Wow, Hannah.
I saw a guy explaining it on TikTok. That's why it's so freaky and no one can explain it.
TikTok. Look at this guy. Hello, tall, handsome drink of water. Let's take a look at your sprite, too. Yes. I like the little extra bits of skin that I see. Excuse me, sir. Do I have your number? Oh, I do. Oh, my. Do you realize how impossible it would be for a new universe to spring into existence based on the choices of every person on the planet? That's way too many. Oh, hello, Mark. How are you today? Look at your adorable hair. You're hot too. What the heck? Why is everybody stunning? Why is everyone like maximum hotness to the nth degree? Every single one of them. All three of them. Hold on. Look at these people. Seriously, why is everyone looks maxing, as Sephiroth says? They're serious. They're mogging all of us right now. I'm getting hardcore mogged right now. Oh my gosh. Good timing. Okay, y'all, listen. We have had redeemed a sudden boyfriend, bride, or banish, okay? All right? In which we have 3 characters on a screen, okay? We have to decide which one do we bone, which one do we bride, and which one do we banish, okay? And you all have to participate in the chat as well. Okay, I cannot remember any of these people's names already. Okay, we've got Hannah in the middle, Mark on the right, and who was it on the left? Let's see. His name is Jordan. Okay, y'all. Listen, it's Jordan, Hannah, and Mark, okay? Boyfriend, bride, or banish. Based off of vibes and looks, because we know nothing about these people. Absolutely nothing. We know zero. We know zero about these people, okay? Zero. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for redeeming drink actual water while I think about that. Yuri says, Jordan, you're so fine, but I hate that name. Bone. You know what? I I'm gonna bone Jordan too, because look at him. He looks like he's up for a good time. He looks like he's up for a good time. He looks like he knows what he's doing. And he also looks like he's kind of bougie a little bit, you know, like he's fancy. I bet he smells really good. I bet he smells really good. Yeah. Bone. I agree. I don't hate the name Jordan, but I just kind of get the feeling that, like, you know, because he's kind of bougie, you know, he might be high maintenance, you know? He might be high maintenance for, and listen, okay, he might be high maintenance. He looks a little high maintenance, and I'm high maintenance. I mean, look at me, I'm a diva, okay? Two high maintenance divas together long term, they cancel each other out. Okay, it's not gonna work out, okay? But I love you, Jordan. I will totally bone you. Okay, and then bride. Yuri is briding Hannah. You know what? I could see that. You know what? I think I agree. I think I agree. Hannah is a good bestie. Hannah has good energy. Hannah is friendly. Hannah is adorable. You know? Hannah was the one that got us out there in the first place. Hannah's looking out for us, okay? We were at home all alone, wasting away in a sloppy apartment, okay? We were depressed. But guess who invited us out? Because they knew we needed friendship, okay? They knew we needed other people in our lives and we needed a good meal. Hannah did. Therefore, Hannah, bride Hannah, okay? These other dudes, trifling, okay? Y'all did not check on me like Hannah did. Okay, you just showed up, all right? Hannah, bride. Banish Mark. Why? There's no good reason. But listen, okay? I like you, Mark. You're super hot. We're gonna find a personality for you soon. You know, we're gonna hear what you're like. You know? And I'm sorry I had to banish you before I even gave you a chance. But listen, okay? We've got Hottie McHots on the left. And then we've got Waifu in the middle. There's only one other option for you, and we must banish. But I kind of like what's going on in the chat, talking about bone and then banish. You know what? I will allow it. I will allow it. Sephiru says boyfriend Jordan, bride Hannah, and banish Mark. I hope I got the names right. I think you did. Yeah. We're all in agreement. We're all making the same exact decisions. Yep. You know what? Yeah, Hannah's cute. She's adorable. We love her. Okay, we're all in agreement. Okay, now if you're watching this later on, you're watching the VOD on YouTube, then just head on over to the comments and let us know, which one do you bride? Which one do you boyfriend/bone? And which one do you banish? Okay, Jordan, Hannah, and Mark. Hi there, Milky. Welcome, you stunner. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful, radiant day. Yes, I do. Do you realize how impossible it would be for a new universe to spring into existence based on the choices of every person on the planet? That's way too many. Isn't that why they say there'd be infinite timelines? Just like a crazy forever amount.
That's why it's such a phenomenal idea. It literally blows your mind if you think about it for too long. Tee-hee.
Girl, I love you.
If you put on your sandals instead of your sneakers, that means another version of you who did choose the sneakers is out there somewhere.
Oh my. You know, I see that. It's like the butterfly effect in another universe, okay? Like one day you decided to eat potatoes and the other day you decided to eat fish. And there's two versions of you now. One of you is a pescatarian and the other one of you is a vegan that eats nothing but potatoes. Real. And an alien. There's an alien version of you out there too. If there were more than one universe, I doubt random people's choices would decide when a whole timeline gets created. You gonna die eating nothing but taters? Not in this fictional universe set for you, okay? In a fictional universe, if I want to eat nothing but taters, I'm eating nothing but taters. Taters, precious. What's taters? Potatoes. Okay, y'all, listen, if you haven't seen The Lord of the Rings, you don't get that reference, then I have homework for you, okay? This weekend, you're watching The Lord of the Rings. All 3 of them over the weekend, okay? It's a marathon. You'll thank me later. Trust me. It seems more like that each timeline would be made up of entirely different people. I don't think our choices matter in the grand scheme of things. We're shaped by the choices we make. If you'd take a different path in life, who's to say you'd still be the same you? Oh my, how deep of you, Jordan. Otherwise, it's like every person on Earth is playing God every day without even knowing it. Just by making choices they aren't even thinking about. I feel like this is the kind of conversation that you have with your friends when you're all like high or something.
That's what I mean. The weight of every choice is so far beyond anything we can comprehend, just like the number of timelines or universes that might be out there.
This is why you're a social media manager and not an educator. Selling grand concepts based on emotion instead of facts. Listen, Jordan, okay? This is why you're not bride quality. Quit roasting our girl, okay? How dare you? Listen, okay? Just because she's a social media manager does not mean that she's stupid, okay? And also, emotions are not a flaw. Okay? I'm just saying.
You teach high school band, Jordan. Get off your high horse.
Yeah, tell him, girl, real. Slap, clap back. Clap back.
There are a lot of facts that go into managing social media for major corporations. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, okay, you have to be able to understand human psychology to be successful as a social media manager, okay? It's marketing, okay? And also, you have to be able to be a good writer, a good copywriter. Basically, you're an advertiser. And you have to hustle. Hustle, okay? It's not the easiest thing in the world. And then to be good at it and to actually lead to it making it into money for your organization, meeting your goals and everything. It's not the easiest thing as people think it is at the outside looking in. Yuri says technically people can live off of potatoes. They have all needs nutrients. I've heard things that potatoes and eggs are like the Earth's full nutritional things packed into nature's package. What did I just say? That made absolutely no sense. Anyways, they say eggs and potatoes that are not fried and turned into French fries, And then what was the vegetable that I heard they say? I think it was broccoli or cauliflower. One of them, something like that. If all you had access to, let's say you could only eat 4 foods for the rest of your life, and that's it. Okay? You can survive off of eggs, potatoes, cauliflower, and blueberries. And you'd be all right, Anyway.
It's much more involved than you'd think.
So is high school band. Yeah, we don't need to be dissing on each other's jobs. I wonder what it's like to be a high school band instructor, That must be interesting. Hey, you haven't chimed in on this whole discussion. You have any theories on déjà vu? Yeah. Do you think there's another version of you out there who believes Hannah's theory?
Oh, shut up. It's not my theory. I'm just repeating what I heard. But yeah, What do you think?
I've never really thought about it. It does seem really far-fetched, but it's a neat concept. Maybe there's a version of me out there who found a good job right out of college. There, I did it. I mentioned it before anyone else could. I knew it was going to happen at some point, so while listening to them all talk, I decided to be the one to bring it up on my own time. Yep, bring it up first before other people can make a big deal out of it, before it can turn into a scandal. While they were talking, I was already on my second margarita, which kind of helped me to gather some courage. Yeah, real. Wait, you have a job, don't you? I thought you were all lined up with some company before you graduated. I thought so too. They told me I had a promising future and that I should come in for an interview once I was done with school. I've heard that line before.
Jordan, you're such a pessimist.
Jordan is our resident, coup today. Look at how shocked Mark looks. Mark, listen, okay? It's not that surprising, okay? Everyone almost goes through this, okay? I'm not the only one. Don't look at me like that. I just keep things real. That's not the same thing. You're a stick in the mud either way. Are you this drab around all your bright-eyed high school students? Most of them have bad attitudes and misery complexes. I'm the teacher who gets them and listens to what they have to say. Yeah, I'm the one that understands what it's like to be emo. I went through a phase. Jury is out on whether or not I actually came out of that phase. I'm so funny. I can see how you're doing well in that job. I wish I could find a career as fulfilling as that. When I went to interview for my dream job... Oh God, the alcohol that gave me liquid courage earlier is really not helping me keep from dragging the mood down. It came down to me and one other applicant. A few weeks later, they emailed me to say they went with the other guy.
That's so awful. Sounds like they led you on and then backstabbed you as soon as they could.
Basically, it was a bait and switch. Sounds like my ex-boyfriend. You know what? Is he basically telling me that he's off of he's off of the table for me to date him, you know? In our boyfriend bride banish scenario? I told you not to date an e-boy. But he had the cutest piercings in the sluttiest little waist. Ooh.
Can you two get a grip already? Our friend is in crisis here.
I'm really sorry that happened, but that's kind of what you need to expect from big companies. I wasn't interested in that kind of job myself, but I hear that the competition can be ruthless. Didn't you have a second and third job option lined up, just in case? Yuri says, Hannah let them be gay around me. Yeah, I did, but both of them fell through too. So, lower your standards. I've tried. I've applied to tons of jobs lower on the food chain. I don't have a problem working somewhere I'm overqualified for. But I can't even land an interview at a convenience store. It's been like this all year. I think my standards have hit rock bottom. See, that's how it is these days. This is exactly how so many people are trying to survive. Just trying and applying to everything everywhere, and they can't even get an interview anywhere. Seriously, this is so real.
Just like Jordan's.
Hey now, you take that back. Peter's the greatest person I've ever dated. He really is the love of my life. Oh, that's so sweet.
I meant the E-boy before Peter.
Well, okay then. Yeah, if anyone lowered their dating standards and found true happiness, it's you, isn't that right, Hannah, my lovely queen?
Oh, Mark, don't sell yourself so short. You always met most of my standards anyway. All you had to do was get a decent haircut to win me over in the end.
Wait, are Hannah and Mark together? I feel a sudden drop in my chest, like all the air has been sucked out of my lungs. My eyes dart in disbelief to Hannah and Mark as they clasp hands on the tabletop. Everyone has someone except me. I have no job, and I have no partner, and I'm the only one. Everyone else has a job. Everyone else is successful. Everyone else has a significant other in their life. And what do I got? An empty apartment that I can't afford. They look at each other sweetly, and as they do, the situation I find myself in finally dawns on me, crushing any of my remaining optimism. I guess we can't marry frickin' Hannah anymore. I was down for that, y'all. I was down to bride Hannah. Wait, Jordan has a new boyfriend, and Hannah and Mark, you two are... I wore her down, just like I said I would in school.
That's such a terrible thing to say. You proved yourself and I wanted you. End of story.
The gloominess I'd been fighting all day evaporates, and in its place, an alcohol-fueled frustration floods every corner of my being. See, this is why we stay home all day and we don't go out, okay? This is the exact reason. There's no reason to leave the apartment. We should just wallow away in our misery. Maybe have some, drinks on the couch and some popcorn and some snacks. Okay? Put on a good Otome game or something. But listen, okay? Don't be too jealous, girl, because listen, if you do play Otome games and dating sims and romance games, then you have so many husbandos, you can't even count them all, okay? You have infinite hot men, and they are all desperately in love with you in every single game, okay? Every game, desperately in love with you. Along with the sadness, my dignity leaves me as well. I pick up the margarita I'd left on the table, and in one long swig, I down it all. I almost choke, coughing over the powerful sting of the alcohol in my throat. I see my friend staring at me with astonishment through my watery eyes. Hannah quickly flaps a napkin in front of my face, which I take and press into my eyes. I know I'm gonna regret this in the morning, but the thought doesn't cross me at the time. After which, Jordan immediately shoves a slice of the free herb bread into my hand, telling me it will help. They're at least trying to make me feel better. They're like, here, girl, here's some tissues, here's some food. It's okay. I tear into it angrily with my teeth, swallowing a hard chunk that I hadn't chewed well enough, and fall into another short coughing fit. We're like this. That's what just happened. Are you serious? You're telling me that you two are now dating, and Jordan managed to find someone willing to swallow his sour mood all the time?
Come on, that's mean.
What's the big deal? So what if we did? That never stopped my boyfriends from coming back for seconds, you know. Oh my God, Jordan. All of you. No sympathy. No empathy, okay? Listen, do you not see how I'm feeling bad for myself? Do you not understand how I'm infinitely sorry for myself right now? You're not helping. A slight buzzing starts in my ears, and the world fuzzes before my eyes for a second. Uh-oh, girl, you better call an Uber home. Things ain't looking so good for you, okay? You may have had one too many margaritas. My friend's reactions only make me feel even more miserable about the state I let myself get. At this moment, I don't care about hiding anything. I don't care about how I look or sound. I'm like a train wreck, and all I can do is just let myself go. I can't find a job. I live off my parents' money all year. I've been rejected from every damn place I've applied, and the cherry on top is being the only single one in our friend group. Hi, Azure X Twilight. Welcome, Stunner. So good to see you. Listen, okay, MC's life sucks right now, okay? We graduated college. We can't get a job. We've been applying everywhere and we're getting ignored left and right. And we're single, okay? But everyone else has a job and they're flaunting it in my face. And they all have relationships, okay? Every single one of them. And they're flaunting it in my face. I'm a giant fifth wheel right now. How could they do this to me? And then they just invited me out to dinner, to just brag about how awesome their lives are and how much mine sucks. Okay, listen, okay. They don't mean to make my feelings hurt like that. They're not doing it on purpose. I know, I get it. Okay, whatever, okay? But listen, okay? We're bitter and we're lonely and we're sad. We should have just stayed home in our PJs and not gone anywhere, okay? We should have just stayed on the couch and ate popcorn, okay? And drank margaritas there. That's what we should have done. You know what we should do? We should get a dog. Oh no, dogs are expensive and I don't have a job. I can't even afford a job. I can't even afford the new apartment I live in. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, Azure? I've been rejected from everywhere. And the cherry on top is being the only single one in our friend group. Not before Mark. Oh, nice. I thought you'd go after Jordan again. It's nice to be included. Same here. I know I'll feel like a horrible friend tomorrow, but right now all I can think about is how I'm falling apart in front of everyone and can't keep the pieces together. I wish we could get a dog. They do. They love us unconditionally. Dogs, listen, Kate, dogs are too good for us. We don't deserve dogs. You know what the worst part is? In every story I've ever written, at least the main character has someone. Well, maybe, Rue, you know what you should do, girl? You should write a story about somebody who's single, you know? It could be cathartic, you know? It's a good idea. I wrote a story about a widow recently, you know? My O2A2 Jam visual novel game. It's called Sorry About the Mess, and it's available for free on itch.io. Go play it! Even the ones in apocalypses. Oh, also, if that doesn't convince you to play it, it's a yandere visual novel. Y'all like yanderes? Listen, I think most of the people that subscribe to my channel like yanderes. I swear, anytime I put anything about yanderes up on my channel, that's the thing that takes off. Everything else, everyone's like, nice, cool, yep, real. You don't like yandere, Root? Listen, okay, I do like yanderes, but I also like variety, you know? That's why I don't want to just become a yandere only channel, because I like everything. I like all of the love interests, you know? I like all the types. And I'm just like afraid that if I just lean into the yandere, then that probably would help me grow faster. But then I might be like giving up my ability to create content over all the tropes, you know? All the tropes. Yeah, Azure X Twilight gets it. You like the variety too. And non-trashy ones. See, the trashy ones typically are my favorite. But listen, okay? Sometimes they're not trashy and I still love them, you know? And I might still want to stream them, you know? Sometimes you just need a little bit of slice of life, cozy sweetness, you know? you know? But unfortunately on YouTube, that's the kind of stuff that doesn't really perform as well. Trash is what performs the best. Trash, hot trash. I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. I am also attracted to trash, so I'm one to talk. But anyway, let us continue our story. Even the ones in apocalypses, but I don't even have anyone to starve with. I don't even have anybody to like turn into zombies together with, you know, and like try to chomp each other once we finally turn into the undead. I don't even have that.
Honey, listen. I know you're going through a rough patch right now, but haven't you dumped like a lot of guys in the last few years?
She's right. Maybe if you settled like her and Mark, you would be starving with someone right now. Burn! Oh my gosh, Jordan. I think Jordan is a tsundere, not a kudere. Real. Hi, Lila. Welcome, Stunner. So good to see you. Oh my gosh, you know, something that has never happened ever before just happened. The first time ever. Now, there is a delay between me and y'all when I stream, especially on YouTube. But for the very first time ever, there are more stunners on YouTube than there are on Twitch right now. That's wild. That has never happened before. Wow. Hi, everybody, wherever you're joining from. I'm so glad you're here. Yes. Congratulations. Thank you. The drawing is amazing. I know they're hot. They're all hot. Every single one of them. Everyone on my screen right now. All 4 of them. Super hot. Yeah. Said Mark.
Wait, excuse me?
That's not what I meant, babe. I swear. I was just... Did you just say that you settled? It's not my fault that I had such bad luck with men. Yeah, it's not my fault that all the men that were trying to get at me were trifling. Okay.
I don't think that's it, honey. What?
You know you dumped a few of them for some pretty dumb, petty reasons. I did not. They were trifling, okay? Didn't you say that one of the guys you dated chewed too loudly? Well, it was like sitting next to a chainsaw, okay? Unattractive.
And that other guy annoyed you because he used finger guns every time he agreed with something.
Finger guns. Pew, 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 pew. I have a finger gun emote. Yes, I do. Pew, 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 pew. That is like kind of hilarious. You know what? I would honestly be slightly impressed with a guy that shot me the finger guns every time he said something impressive, you know? I'd be like, wow, you're consistent. Impressive. It was also the one who liked his food super bland. Listen, girl dumped a dude because his food was bland. What? MC, okay, that one, just put salt on it. You know, put salt on your own food, okay? Right? You can under-season it when you're cooking it, you know, together, and then make it the way that he can handle it, and then you add your own spice to it. Add your hot sauce, girl. I do like hot sauce. Have a good night, Lila, and thank you so much for being here with us. Listen, the more they point out the reasons my past relationships didn't work out, the harder the truth becomes to deny.
Oh, don't forget the one who vaped.
And that dude who tried to convince you that birds weren't real.
Actually, yeah, dodged a bullet with that one.
Birds aren't real, huh? If they're not birds, then what are they? This coming from the girl who believes in multiverses.
I didn't say I believed in them. I just thought it was a cool theory.
birds not being real is a pretty cool theory, too. Is it, though? You guys just don't get it. I want someone who's a hopeless romantic. Someone whose love can be felt in all their actions, from big gestures and love languages to the small things in day-to-day life. Why is romance dead? Can't a man just eat delicately, cook something zesty, or God forbid, at least smoke like a king instead of vaping? There's a short, awkward pause after I fall into a pout and sip at the last remaining drops of my margarita again. I'm probably being unreasonable right now, but with all this frustration, I just need a way to let off some steam. This is one of the perks of being in a group of friends for over a decade. I know they won't take this to heart, but they'll still give me the truth, as bitter as it might taste. Listen, Rue, we all know how hard it is being single. Sometimes it's no big deal, and other times it hurts like hell being alone. Maybe if you keep an open mind, you'll be able to find someone who will care for you as much as you do for them. You know what? He is telling some truth bombs. I found no lies. I know he's trying to comfort me, but I'm not in the mood. Also, it's true that unsolicited advice is really annoying. Right now, I just want to vent and be heard. I don't want to be lectured. The cork on my self-pity was popped right off, and there was no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. I frown at Jordan and defiantly try to take another sip of my now empty drink. Hannah comes in. All right, Hannah, what you got to say, girl?
Have you thought about calling up any of your exes that you might, I don't know, be able to tolerate, since you're that desperate anyway?
I'm not desperate. She's lacking romance, Hannah. Remember.
It's so overrated in the long term, Rue. It's nice sometimes, but too much of it makes it less special. That's why Mark and I are doing so well.
Wow, thanks, babe.
Anytime.
See how adorable you are together. It's not fair. Where did I go wrong? You want to strangle these friends? I know they're rubbing it in our face. I've been trying to tell you, but you're not really listening at this point. Of course you're trying to tell. No, you're right. I'm done listening. We should just leave. We should go home. Somewhere in my mind, I hear and believe Jordan. But right now, it's much easier to drown out the truth in self-pity. Also, that was unsolicited, okay? So therefore, it was insensitive. Okay? All right? I just wanted somebody to listen to me. I'm starting to feel the sharp edges of my frustration smoothed away into a dull ache in my head and chest. My friends are still trying to comfort me, even pitching guys they know. But after all that, the alcohol is really starting to creep up on me. I stand up from the table too quickly, and the floor seems to tilt beneath me. I clutch the corner of the table for balance as my words come out more slurred than I expected. I'm going home now.
Ah, jeez. I knew you downed those margaritas way too fast. Can you even get home by yourself?
My heart sinks even lower. When I ordered the drinks, I thought I'd be staying at the restaurant long enough for it to wear off. Now here I was, drunk, annoyed, and at the mercy of my friends. I surrender and shake my head pitifully. It's probably not a good idea.
Don't worry about it. I'll give you a lift. Mark and I came here together, so we can just stop by your place and he can take me home.
Sure can. Come on, let's go. I'm sorry that things are rough right now, Rue. But it was still nice seeing you after so long. If things get any worse, you can count on us to be there for you. Thanks, Jordan. Good seeing you too. Tell Peter I said hi. I will. Goodbye. Bye. You know, it's good to have friends. In the end, they're there for us, but they weren't giving us what we needed in that moment. And what we needed in that moment was a little bit of empathy, you know, a little sympathy, and just listening to our woes, you know? But they're well-meaning. I get it. Yeah, exactly, Azure. And thank you for redeeming Treat a Pup. Let's do that right now. It's a good moment to do that. All right, puppies. Let's turn on dog cam. Hi, Mr. Bo. Wow, he's really knocked out hard right now. Hey, would you like a snack? Would you like a snack? You can have it for free since I'm waking you up from your dog nap. Bo, he's got like so much like loose skin, you know? He looks kind of like a sausage. He's a big sausage dog. Huh, Bo. Also, sometimes he looks like a kidney bean. And sometimes he looks like a polar bear. Mm-hmm. He's a pat patoo. He's a potato. Yep. Aren't you a cute potato dog? Yeah. All right. Happy dogs. Happy dogs. Let's get back to our story. As I ride in the passenger seat of their car, face pressed against the cool glass of the window, I reflect on where I went wrong. Isn't it better to cut your losses early than suffer through a relationship that won't make you happy in the long run? Yes, don't settle. You know, because it's much worse to end up with someone that's not right for you than to just be single, you know? Should I really lower my standards or just accept being single anyway? I'm not hideous enough to scare men away, and not hot enough to intimidate them either. Being average looking was never the issue. I've always been the type to set a goal and go after it. Well, until recently. My imagination is my greatest pride, and if anyone took the time to read my writing these days, they'd see that. I shift in my seat. As the foggiest wisps of an idea tries to form in my head, I haven't let anyone see my writing in so long. It mostly consists of spicy romance tales or complex fantasy world building. You should definitely write visual novels. I've been writing just for myself. I can't decide if that's a personal victory or another failure. I make Hannah drop me off in the front of the building. She wanted to walk me to my door, but even as drunk as I am, I wasn't gonna let her see the state my place was in. I stumble through the door, clumsily locking it behind me and kicking off my shoes. Now that I'm back in my own place, I just want to get out of these clothes and into something soft and comforting. I leave a trail of shed clothing to the bathroom where I wash up in the sink. This is such a cute bathroom. Honestly, MC has a nice place. Too bad we can't afford it because we can't get a job. As I dry my face, I pause and stare into my own eyes in the mirror for a long time. Also, look, we have a washing machine in there. We have a washer dryer in there. That's so nice. We don't even have to go to a building laundromat. This is such a nice place. See it? It's in the mirror, in the reflection in the mirror. There is a washer dryer situation. It's uncomfortable. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Searching for something, maybe. Like the answers to all my problems are somehow hidden away inside myself. Maybe if I just look deep enough, I'll find them. Look deep into your soul. I break from my own tired gaze, drop the damp towel on the counter, and leave the bathroom. I rummage through a basket of clean laundry in my bedroom. I'd folded everything when I put them in there. But after picking through it for clothes all week, everything was a disheveled mess. I extract a set of cotton pajamas and slip into them. They might be a little wrinkled, but they're still soft and smelled fresh. As I stand back up to button the shirt in the front, I catch my reflection in my dresser mirror. Even with a scowl engraved on my face, pajamas like this made anyone look cute. I do look cute. Adorable even. If I had a boyfriend right now, I'd send him a selfie. Or if he was living with me, I'd cuddle up to him, I groan loudly and fling myself onto my bed, squeezing a pillow to my chest and curling around it. Even cuddling in real life hadn't been as romantic as it was in books. Curling up with a book or a dating sim on my phone was way more comfortable. Was there anything that was as good in real life as in my digital and paper fantasies? Nope. Nope. Here's the thing, okay? Fake 2D fictional men, they're either like wonderfully perfect or they're hot trash. There's no in between, okay? Real men have an in between. All the guys I dated and dumped through my college days start parading in my memory. Sure, they'd all complimented my looks in one way or another. But had any of them been romantic about it? A romantic man would see me in these pajamas and gush about how soft and huggable they made me. A romantic man wouldn't just look me up and down and say, you look good, babe. But instead he would yearn for me. Yes, it's not good enough to just admire my beauty. You must yearn! Did I ever get more than that from any of them? Something as intimate and special as being in a relationship needs to be adored and romanticized to make it worth the while. Otherwise, it's just not special at all. Wow! It's gonna be real hard for you to find somebody that's gonna match your expectations, girl. Real difficult. That's why in the end, none of them were the one. I sit up in bed and glance at the rows of manga on the little bookshelf by my bed. The best men in my life came from between those pages. And when the books weren't enough, there were games with even more guys to choose from. The men in Love and Freakspace. Love and Freakspace? And you obey instead of obey me? KindredSpirit? I got it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, okay? Yes! The men in Love and Freakspace and You Obey were so amazing in so many ways, giving me all I could ever ask for in regular men. I love that Love and Freakspace. One time in my Discord, we had a joke, we had a game. I'm speaking to Emma. I know, seriously, real. Emma and this MC should get together. They should hang out. They'd be best friends. Emma is from Low Effort Romance, which is Azure X Twilight's game. It's in demo mode right now, but it will be coming out soon. And when it does, we're gonna play it. Yes, we are. Listen, okay, I had a game in the Discord. It was like Love and Deepspace, or like pick a visual novel or a romance game title, and then you had to unnecessarily censor it. So it would be like bleep out part of the name. So if it was like Love and Deepspace, it would be like, you know, bleep in deep space, or love and deep bleep, or love and bleep space. All of those sound terrible when you put unnecessary censorship on them, you know? It's a fun game. Like Obey Me would be like Obey Bleep, or Bleep Me. That's even better. Bleep me. All right? If you have any funny ones, unnecessary censorship, okay? Like, you know, Low Effort Romance. Low Effort Bleep. Pretty funny. Put your ideas in the chat and I'll read them if they're funny. They make me laugh. All right, let's keep going. They were bursting with passion and romance in so many ways, and in so many stories they didn't even know it. That only made them all the more charming. My eyes travel along the spines of the books, lovingly reading the familiar titles and being filled with sparks of affection for each and every one. That's when I declare, heated and still a bit drunk, to my empty apartment. I'm done with real men forever. 2D men are all I ever need. I love this MC. This MC is so real. It's like a cleansing of my soul. To let out the words, I feel instantly better as the resolve takes hold of me. I spring up from my bed and head straight for the desk across the room. I pluck a fresh notebook from the dwindling pile and snatch my favorite pen from the jar. I whirl around to face the whole of my bedroom, and once again I declare out loud. I'm noticing that MC's bedroom is cleaner than it was before. When we saw it earlier, it had laundry all over the place. It was a mess. It looks like we picked up. If I can't find a romantic man in real life, I'll just have to write my own. I'd written plenty of steamy romance in the past, but never one specifically meant for me. A man tailored to my whims. Not the love interest that I always flung at them as a clumsy self-insert, but me, as I am, with none of my traits idealized or imagined away. No, this man that I was about to write into existence, he would be mine alone, and he would give me everything that I needed. That seems like a very long list, though I should probably narrow it down. The first step in writing anything is inspiration. Make sure he's adequately trashy, MC, okay? They're not interesting if they're not at least a modicum of trash. Listen, okay? My favorite types of husbandos are sad boys, sociopaths, and tsunderes, generally, okay? Listen, okay? I like banter, okay? I do like a yandere, I'm gonna say, all right? A red flag, a dangerous bad boy, like, yes, okay? He don't need to be too perfect, okay? He don't need to be a square, too goody two shoes or anything, okay? I do like trash. Don't judge me, okay? Maybe that's also why I'm happily married. IRL. I'm just kidding. He's not trash at all. He's a sparkling gem, is what he is. But listen, okay, too much perfection in fiction, and I think in real life too, too much perfection is boring, actually. I think people are better that we're all rough around the edges, you know what I mean? I think we're all more interesting when we have flaws, when we have aspirations that we want to work towards, when we have the things that make us human. Because in reality, one of the biggest defining factors of being a human is not being perfect. Not being perfect. So, you know what, MC? I hope all of this works out for you, girl. I really do. I really do. But also, don't forget, sometimes the gremlin trash dude down the street actually could be the love of your life, you know? Or, the chick in the grocery store that does not have her shit together could be the one. You gotta give real humans a chance if you want to be with somebody, if that's something that you want. You gotta give imperfections a chance. Just saying. Anyways, there's enough unsolicited advice for the MC of this game. But also, I also understand MC. Like, I get it. I get it, MC. Real. It's been a rough day. The first step in writing anything is inspiration. Ooh, yes. What kind of man do I think would be the best for me? A damaged bad boy, but look at these others. Okay, so this is a demo, y'all. So I'm assuming that these are going to be other love interests later. An Omega verse Alpha? Wow, that's spicy. A rich yandere daddy. Hell yeah. Rich and a yandere and a daddy. I like that. And more coming soon. How many love interests are going to be in this? Oh my gosh. Amazing. But also damaged bad boy. You know what? Sad boys. Sad boys are my number one. My favorite type. At the very top, okay? The more broken they are, the more I like them. And I like a bad boy. Yes, I do. Absolutely. He's broken. He's hot. He's a bad boy. That's the one I want. That's our dream guy. The glossy cover of a men's catalog from my junk mail pile catches my eye. Perfect. They always pick the best models for men's clothing. Even the older guys are total dilfs. I grab the catalog and bring it back to my desk. Flipping through the pages, I scan the different models and their poses and outfits. They all look good in their own ways, but none of them inspire me the way I need. The further into the catalog I go, the more desperate I get to find the right man. Then, toward the back of the entire catalog, just before all the underwear and socks, I see him. A buff guy with slicked black back hair. Back hair. There was a guy, he had slicked back hair. Yes, it was really thick, you know? It was all over his back. In fact, it was all over his body. And I just wanted to take my hands and just run my hands through his thick back hair. Oh wait, that's not what it said. A buff guy with slicked back hair was one artful strand swooping across his strong brow. There are 2 photos of him. Don't judge me, okay? You thought that back hair was hot too. In one, he wears a tight black compression shirt, a jacket slung almost out of sight over his muscular shoulder. But the bigger photo, that's the one that gets me. Hands in his pockets, wearing the jacket they're actually trying to sell. I can almost smell the black leather through the page, feel the smooth, rich glide of the sexiest material a man could ever wear. I lift my eyes to meet his in the photo. Hi, Jambi. Welcome, you stunner. From one streamer to the next, how's the relationship going? Yeah, listen, Jambi is also a streamer stunner. And who streams under India Tome. Yes, you should check Jambi out. Also, it's going quite well. Well, here's the thing, okay? We don't have a relationship quite yet, all right? We're sad and we're lonely. All of our friends have a partner, except us. All of our friends have a job, except us. All of our friends are happy and we're miserable and drunk. So you know what? We're just gonna come home and we're just gonna dream about our fictional boyfriends and then maybe make one up. So we're looking in a magazine and there's this really hot guy in there with really thick, slicked back hair. Actually, no, there is no back hair. I was just kidding because I kept slipping up my language. I can't talk. His eyes squint piercingly into mine above the edge of his aviators. Ooh, I do like aviators. Oh, you meant the streamer the MC dreamed up. See, this game is actually created by a streamer named KindredSpirit. Yes, on YouTube. I'll put the channel in the description and stuff, and on the end screen after this stream, I'll put the end screen so you can go find KindredSpirit VA's YouTube channel. Go subscribe, go watch, go follow, go check him out. He's great. He also does visual novels. He streams a lot of visual novels, romance games, you know, and he voice acts his own Li in this game. Yeah, Yes. Yep. You should go check him out. Good stuff. The slight pouty sneer on his full lips gives off the perfect get lost attitude. I do like that. I like it tsundere. Oh, the website for Affictionate also has this information. Perfect. It's on Steam, y'all. Affictionate is what we're playing right now. I can see it clearly just from that one image. I know exactly what I want. I bite my lip as a flood of desire washes over my body. And let's be honest, it didn't take much these days after being single for so long. I steady my shaking fingers, flip open the brand new notebook, and ready my pen to write. I stare at the model in the catalog and picture a slightly different version of the real man behind him. Look at this little, plushie back there. MC has a type. I was done with actual men after all. I close my eyes and form him in my mind. He looked just as tall and buff as the model, only with darker hair and bluer eyes. The model has freckles, but I want them gone. They're too cute for the guy I'm picturing. Now this guy's skin is lightly tanned from riding his motorcycle. His hands are rough, a working man's hands. Ooh, yes, I can imagine what those hands feel like all over my body. And I squeeze my thighs together, my imagination still running wild with the details. Girl! His clothes are far rougher and more worn than the pristine outfit given to the model. His jeans are thin at the knees, covered in stubborn oil stains in a few places. His t-shirt was equally stained, but that leather jacket was pristine. I think about how nice and warm it would be to slide my arms into that jacket with him while I hug him on a cold night. You know what I like to do? When it's cold and my hands are freezing, and just go up to them and they're like so nice and warm, and you just take your ice cold fingers and put it right on their back, right on the skin, and then they go screaming and running, they jump from surprise because you can't give them any kind of warning that you have ice cold hands and you're coming to torture. Maybe after a ride on his motorcycle leaves me chilly and needing his warmth. I imagine all sorts of things about him. Some I write down, others I don't have time to describe before my vision begins to swim. The world seems to tilt gently onto its side, and I slide with it, not even fully aware of what's happening before everything goes dark. What a night. I wonder how hungover we are. Coming back to myself isn't great. My temples are throbbing like someone's flicking me through between the eyes. Oh, pretty hungover. My stomach feels like it's twisting itself, and all my limbs are numb, while somehow sore at the same time. I lift my head and my cheek peels away from the paper of my notebook somewhat stuck to my face. I must have fallen asleep face first in my own writing. I can almost taste the ink that's been smeared across the page by my own drool. Gross! Slowly regaining my focus, I squint down at the page I was writing. My writing is nothing more than a mess of blurry lines. I even spot a poor attempt at artwork. I think I've been trying to sketch a pair of alluring eyes, but the harsh light of morning looks like an alien crossbred with a K-pop star that's been slightly microwaved. It does not look that bad. If it's the picture that was on the cover of this game, no. I groan the words aloud to really hammer home the point that I shouldn't write or sketch while drunk. I can vaguely remember what I wrote, but right now there are more immediate priorities. Did you give him thick, luxurious back hair? That's what I want to know. My body feels heavy as I pull myself away from the desk and stagger into the bathroom to wash up. After a long, hot shower, I make coffee strong enough to wake the dead and slump into a kitchen chair. It feels like every drop takes an eternity as my temples keep pounding. I reach for the water cooler and the painkillers in the center of the table. Ibuprofen in the chat, y'all. I force myself to choke down a biscuit left in a half-empty package, just to give the meds something to work with. The first cup is always black. Cream and sugar come later, once I feel like a person again. As I sit there alone in my kitchen, my headache slowly subsiding and the nausea easing just enough for me to relax, I face another discomfort. While my body slowly recovers from the night before, my mind is examining it too. It's just as harsh as the effects of too much alcohol for someone who hasn't drunk in a while. My friend's words play over a few times, and my reactions shift slightly with each repetition. The first time, I'm hurt that they were so blunt with me. The second time, I try to pretend it doesn't matter and that they're wrong. By the third time, I'm annoyed at myself for starting to agree with them. Maybe I should stop being so picky and expecting a Prince Charming to ride in on a white horse and sweep me off my feet. At the time, those little things seemed like make it or break it factors, but now... Maybe I was a bit mean with my ex who chewed loudly. A new resolve claws its way through my hangover. I'll prove everyone wrong, even myself. I can find someone without nitpicking every little turn off. I finish my coffee and steady myself, then pull out my phone. Doing what any sensible adult does when life feels a little too empty, I download a dating app. I spend the rest of the morning and, fine, a good part of the afternoon, sobering up and trying to make my profile look like it belongs to a functioning human being. I pick the best photos I can find of myself, the ones where I look mildly put together, and I try to write something that sounds interesting. After 3 drafts that make me sound like a hostage writing a ransom note about myself, I give up on sincerity and go with, chronically single, sleep-deprived writer looking for someone who's not a murderer. I love this. Not a murderer. Funnier is easier than honest. Always has been. I may enjoy writing as a hobby, but trying to sell my own personality feels like assembling furniture without the manual. As soon as I'm satisfied with the photos and details, my job is done. I place my phone face down on the table, stretch, and let out a groan. Oh, I don't know if I feel good about it or not. As I look around the kitchen, I start to realize the problem. There are dishes piled in the sink and on the counter, empty food containers strewn about, and the trash bin is overflowing. From there, my eyes move to the main living room, with its own share of the mess that continues all the way into my bedroom. Even with my body putting up a fight, I force myself, step by step, to start making sense of the chaos. I've let myself go, but cleaning my apartment through the hangover feels like slowly taking control again. Oh, that's good, girl. Yeah. If I'm gonna try to get my life in order, this is a good start. It is. That is a good start. I make it as far as loading the dishwasher and tossing all my trash before my phone starts chiming. Whether or not I did a good enough job with my profile, the guys don't seem to care. I'm surprised to start getting matches within hours. Wow, that was fast. With nothing better to do than recover from last night's embarrassment, I spend the rest of the day casually messaging several prospective dates while I continue making sense of the mess in my apartment. At least messaging whenever I wasn't instantly blocking guys who opened a convo with their dick pics or requests for nudes. Ugh, gross. Although I'm a bit apprehensive at first, the ones who chat back seem to have good intentions and are actually pretty nice to talk to. After a while, I feel a little tug of hope in my chest that this might actually be a good idea. To my surprise, there is one man I click with over our Love of Manga series, and he is in my general area. Oh, a bit of a drive away, but still closer than I would have expected. He isn't bad looking, I tell myself, so I decide to see where this goes. Romance over manga. I think that's smart. That sounds like a good start. I even start smiling and giggling along with some of his comments, agreeing with points he makes about manga and ignoring other messages to keep chatting with him. A call came in while I was in the middle of reading a message. A pile of clothes in my arms. It was Hannah again. Hey, Hannah.
Hey there, Rue. Just thought I'd call and check up on you after last night. You doing okay?
I am now, yeah. Got sobered up with a lot of caffeine, and something to eat.
Phew, that's a relief. I was worried that we'd upset you too much. I'm sorry we made you feel miserable.
I wanted to jokingly agree, but I knew that wouldn't be fair. I went back to gathering clothes and towels around the apartment that needed to get into the wash while we continued to talk on speaker. No, you were all pretty spot on about everything. Don't worry, I'm doing better, I promise.
Are you sure? You're not just trying to get me off the phone so you can cry into your pillow, right?
Got all that out of the way last night, actually. It's a new day or night by now, so I decided it couldn't hurt to try out a dating app. Just to see what happens. So that's what I've been doing.
Ooh, I think it's a great idea.
Thanks for not making fun of me over it.
I would never. You haven't cast your net out in a while. I think it's long overdue.
Thanks. I already have a couple matches. It's actually been nice to talk to a guy.
That's cool. Not everyone connects so fast.
I don't know if we connected, so much as we've been finding things in common. He even lives pretty close by. Oh, he actually just messaged me and asked if I want to meet up.
Wow, this guy works fast. Are you gonna take him up on it?
I don't know, we just started talking.
Have you enjoyed it?
Well, yeah. I think so.
Then you should try talking to him face to face. Find out if he can carry conversation in real life, and not just through messages.
It's a good idea.
If you still like talking to him, then it's at least worth trying for a bit.
I guess that makes sense. Can't find out if I don't just go for it.
That's the spirit. Just make sure he doesn't take you anywhere shady.
I'll do my best. I'll tell him yes right now.
I don't want to get too excited for you too quickly, but I really do hope this is a good thing for you. If nothing else, maybe he'll end up being a good friend.
Just the idea of having to friend zone another boyfriend is enough to cause some anxiety, but I try to stay optimistic.
Sorry.
At least if we don't work out. I know there's no one else in my friend group for him to date. Since you're all together now.
Sorry, that was an awkward way to find out. I guess you haven't been on socials much.
Yeah, you probably should have told me, like maybe called me on the phone or something to tell me that you were dating Mark instead of like springing it on me at the restaurant like that. Could have been better.
We've all been posting together as a couple for a while, so we just thought you knew.
I mentally roll my eyes. I literally brought this on myself, didn't I? Socials have just made everything else harder, so I haven't paid much attention. Sorry for acting like that.
Don't worry about it. Now you know why. And hey, you might be on your way to joining us all in couples bliss.
I'm actually curious to see Jordan displaying any kind of emotion regardless. That's why he's a kudere, you know? I was like, either he's a tsun or a tsundere or a kudere. I'm going back to kudere. I'd like to meet his boyfriend sometime.
He's like a different person, I swear. Not in a huge way, but seriously. It's like his aura just completely lights up and glows when he's around Peter.
And what about Mark? Is he a completely different person around you now?
Oh no, he's still an airhead. But now he calls me babe.
I smile softly, but a creeping loneliness seeps into my chest. I swallow it down. I won't let it get in the way of being happy for my friends. Just so long as you're both treating each other right.
Of course we are. It's easier for us to be together, since we've known each other since middle school. I thought that would be an obstacle, but no. Turns out, when you know someone that long, you really know them.
True. You always knew about the fan fictions I wrote all through school instead of paying attention in class.
And you know all about the fan fiction I commissioned from you, too. I still have that notebook tucked on a shelf somewhere.
I thought that was so naughty. But really, it wasn't as graphic as what I write these days.
Speaking of, how's your writing going anyway? Ever think of making it your career? Or even a side gig or something? You were always so talented.
Yeah, maybe we should write a smut novel or something, you know? And sell it for money. I've thought about it, but no. I just write for myself.
If you say so, I think a lot of people would pay for some spicy romance when it's tastefully well written. Perhaps something to fall back on.
Usually it's the other way around when a creative passion and a corporation. Usually it's the other way around with a creative passion and a corporate position. Life is just weird right now.
I understand. Hey, you just go on that date, meet this guy, and see where it goes. Don't forget to tell me all about it afterwards.
If you don't hear from me, just assume I was murdered. Or that it went poorly.
Don't even joke about that. How about you text me the address when you know where you're going? Just to be sure.
Once I know, you'll know.
I have to go. Mark couldn't get my attention. So he bet himself that he could jump from the sofa in the living room to the kitchen counter.
What? Don't do that, Mark. You're gonna get hurt. That's how people break their bones.
I gotta go make sure he's okay, because if he broke something, I'm the one who has to explain to the paramedics why my boyfriend thought he could fly.
In the background, I hear Mark say, "It's all good, babe." Great. That's not concerning at all. You better take care of all that. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking up on me.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Ultimately, she's a good friend. And I like that she's looking out for us, you know? We need to tell somebody that we're going out on a date. We're going to go out to meet a stranger. And somebody should know where we're going and when. And someone should be ready to come find us if we don't come back, you know? If we don't check in. If you don't hear from me by tomorrow, please check on me. I hang up the phone and instantly pull up the messages I'd missed. A few more little bits of info about his job, his schedule, and when would be the best time to meet. To my surprise, he'd asked me if tomorrow night was too soon to go out for a drink. I tapped my finger on the side of the phone for a moment or two, wondering if it was too good to be true or too soon to be good. I like that line. Nice writing. To his credit, he hadn't pestered me about it since asking the question and had been waiting for me to answer. I message him back with a yes, and he takes a few moments more to send a smiley face and a heart. How cute. I feel an all too familiar twinge of nervous excitement at the text commitment, the glimmer of expectation and hope of what could be. I give myself the little pep talk as I continue to chat with my mystery guy into the night. In between organizing clothes and cleaning out the fridge, he manages to keep my interest enough that I eventually agree to meet him at the bar, as he suggests, tomorrow around dinner time. None of our conversation is too flowery or too clunky. It seemed to flow well. We learned a bit about each other, talked more about music and shows that we enjoyed, had a few little disagreements about minor things. It felt normal, harmless even. I tried to say that was fine, but I was also hoping that he'd start flirting with me when we met in person. When the conversation naturally wound down and we'd said our goodnights, I'd set my phone aside and headed to my desk. Writing with pen and paper would take too long tonight, so I opened my laptop and dove right into an unfinished romance story that I'd started a few weeks back. I had run out of steam on it, but no, steam was all I had. Welcome back, Yuri Tashima, you stunner. I poured all of it into the blank page. Passion, rampant desire, declarations of love worthy of a Hallmark movie, all the good stuff that flooded my brain with that sweet, sweet dopamine. I fall asleep that night in a more pleasant mood than I'd been in for a while, and wake up feeling even better. I pass the day finishing the cleaning I'd started yesterday. Scrubbing, dusting, vacuuming, and excavating the beautiful apartment I'd let drown beneath my neglect. For the first time in weeks, I feel like I can rest easier in the newly cleaned space. If I do have the chance to bring a guy back here, at least now I won't be ashamed of it. Yep, we gotta clean up just in case. Having finished all the hard work, I finally check my messages after turning off notifications. I've had other guys messaging me even after I went to sleep. My mystery guy sends me a good morning text and the address for our date spot. It isn't too far away, but it's slightly outside my usual driving radius. Not that I've been going anywhere lately. The rest of the day goes by in a calm span of hours spent writing, reading manga, and catching up on a show I've lost track of. Well, we're a romance writer, but we only do it for ourselves. So we've been writing a romance story, and we also envisioned our perfect dream guy, He's got dark hair, he's buff, he's got tattoos and a leather jacket, super sexy. Also, we talked to Hannah on the phone. And we got onto a dating app for the first time. And we met a guy on there who wants to go out on a date. So we're going to go meet up with him. Yeah, we're going on a blind date with a guy we just met on a dating app. Soon. That does sound like your perfect man. Yes, exactly. The rest of the day goes by in a calm span of hours spent writing, reading manga, and catching up on a show I've lost track of. Also, the guy that we set up a date with, he likes manga too. As the afternoon starts shifting into evening, the anticipation begins to creep in. I go through my closet hunting down an outfit to wear out to my date. It looks like we're going to a bar, so it's not as if the dress code matters much. I could easily just throw on a sweater and jeans and be done with it, but it's been so long since I've really dressed up. Longer still since I've gone for a look meant to knock it out of the park. Nothing wrong with going overboard once in a while. Go with a gorgeous black dress and makeup, or a fancy blazer and a stylish black button shirt. I want to wear a dress. I'm a dress girly. A dress and makeup. I tell myself, pulling out a sleek, jet black dress that's seen dozens of formal functions, weddings, parties, graduation. It's been my go-to occasion for dress for years, but it still has the same appeal it had when I first bought it. The price tag was high enough that it's held up this long. It's good quality. Hoping I'm not going overboard, I dig out my formal flats and pick a fine but sparkly jewelry set to go with them. Ooh, sounds like a nice combination. I bet we look stunning. When I go into the bathroom to wash my face and start working on my hair, it feels like months since I've used any of these products. Even yesterday I didn't put in half this much effort. And that was just dinner out with friends. Right now I want to look stunning. Yes, girl. If this guy has any taste, he'll appreciate how much work I'm putting in for him. Maybe he'll even throw a compliment or two my way. So far, he hasn't brought up my looks at all. I mean, props to him for not being shallow. But tonight, I'm getting dressed with every intention of being trouble. Ah, yes. The kind of trouble a man doesn't recover from easily. Yes, okay, we're going to destroy this man. Hairstyling finally complete. I check the time and slip on my shoes. After a while, I give myself one last once-over in the mirror by the door. I haven't looked or felt this sexy in a long time. It feels good to have a reason to look my best. After checking that I have my phone, keys, and everything I need, I'm ready to finally head out to my first date in over a year. Over a year, let's go! I hope the date goes well. Aftertaste. He calls it a bar, but it's more of a club or a pub. The number of motorcycles parked out front is a bit unsettling, as if the location in the back end of the city isn't enough already. It's not exactly the cozy first date spot I'd been picturing. Normally I'm more partial to cafes, or even quiet little wine bars. Literally anywhere that doesn't feel like a fight could break out at any second, or where someone might be doing hard drugs in the restroom. I used to go to seedy bars like that a lot when I was at that age, you know, when I was just out of college. I used to go to them with my girlfriends. We'd go dancing, you know? It was fun. Through the hazy fog on the windows, I can see how packed the place is. The dim neon lights inside barely illuminate the vague shapes of the bar patrons, but I can still make out a sea of people. Loud laughter and cheers break out occasionally, sometimes in overlapping waves that hit my ears all at once. And by a lot, I mean like a few times a year. I realized that that was subjective, you know? Some people, a lot would be like, yeah, every week. For me, it was a few times a year that I would go and do that. I tell myself not to judge. All kinds of people like places with character. That doesn't mean anything is going to happen to me. All the same, I snap a quick picture of the entrance and send it to Hannah. If I go missing, this is my last known location. I tuck my phone back into my clutch quickly and take a cleansing breath. The air has a faint smell of cigarettes. I feel ridiculous, standing in front of this place, dressed like I'm going somewhere the waiters grind the pepper at the table. I regret not staying at my cab until I confirmed my mystery guy was here too. Listen, okay, in the 2000s, the earlier 2000s, we used to like really dress up to go to the club, you know, to these bars and these clubs and stuff that were like, some of them looked real run down and stuff, but we would wear like the hottest, the high, like 6-inch heels, you know, like really glitzy, hot dresses and stuff like that. You know, dudes would like dress up super clean, you know, like everybody was like dressing up to the nines to go dancing and everything. That's how we used to do. Nowadays, people like go wearing like sweats and tennis shoes and stuff. People don't dress up like they used to, you know? Not like it used to be. I regret not staying in my cab until I confirmed my mystery guy was here too. Torn between waiting for another cab or heading into the brighter interior of the bar, I check my phone. No new messages yet, just the last one he sent. Mystery guy. Meet you at 8. You'll love this place. Promise. Okay? I'm trying to. I really am. But that message is from 2 hours ago. Even though he's a complete stranger, it still feels safer not being here alone. But I'm not about to turn right around and head home after putting in so much effort. I swallow hard, pull my shoulders back, and remind myself why I'm here. I've got something to prove. I can be flexible. I can try new things. I'm already in the thick of it anyway. We might as well just head and hang out at the bar, and maybe he'll show up. The sound only intensifies once I'm inside. What time is it now? You know, he sent that 2 hours ago. He's not late, is he? A few people dance to the music. Others sit at scattered tables, and off to the side, there's a pool table in the bar. After the initial shock hits me, I start to feel the vibe this place gives off. Plates of hot wings and barbecue sliders pass by on their way to the booths, and combined with the music, it makes for a surprisingly lively atmosphere. Sounds like fun, sounds delicious, you know. The bartender glances up at me with the practiced indifference of someone who's seen every flavor of human being walk through the door. Yeah, real. I still feel horribly self-conscious, so I turn my eyes to scan for a place to sit. I spot a booth near the wall, safer, less visible. Maybe the best choice to ease myself into this space. Before I claim it, I check my phone. It's only 8:05 p.m. I'm probably just too early. Ignoring a few stares, I bravely approach the bar and order a soda, not wanting to drink myself so early in the night. When I slide into the booth, the seat squeaks under me. Like my chair IRL. Sticking just a little to the back of my thighs, my short dress feels even sillier now. I message my date to assure him that I'm here and waiting. No response. Oh no, that's not a good sign. It is not a good sign at all. I fidget with my glass and take tiny sips just to look like a contributing member of this establishment. All for appearances. It's getting awkward. As time passes, I trace patterns in the condensation on the outside of my glass. A few more people leave and enter the bar, none of whom approach me or look anything like the guy in the profile picture. Eventually, I order another soda and keep waiting. 8:25. It's not looking good, y'all. It's not looking good. Maybe he's caught at work. But you'd think he'd let me know. 9 p.m. A whole hour. He's a whole hour late. He ain't coming. He ain't coming, girl. I check my phone again, even though it hasn't buzzed once. He stood you up. How horrible. How dare. Nothing. No, sorry running late. Not even a lame excuse like, my horoscope warned me it's a scary inside or die kind of day. I'd take anything, just to know I haven't been forgotten. Yuri says, yeah, no, I'd have left in 30 minutes, real. I keep telling myself to stay positive even now. Maybe he lost his phone, but then again, you could still meet me without it. 9:15, the bartender surprises me by waving me over to the bar. He only wants to refill my soda without me asking. The bartender has my back. I wonder how often bartenders see this exact same scenario playing out. The pity refill is never a good sign, and it only makes me feel worse instead of comforted. I still take it and sip on it anyway, my hope slipping away with every passing moment. Faces come and go around me. Groups, couples, regulars trading back slaps and inside jokes. I never thought I'd wanted to be a part of the heartbeat in a place like this. But sitting here alone, surrounded by laughter and noise, it only reminds me how alone and out of place I am. That's it, I need a drink. Finally done with the sodas, I march up to the bar. The bartender prepares my request without a comment. I keep watching the door as he slides me a Sex on the Beach cocktail. The vinyl booth sighs beneath me as I shift and uncross my legs. What am I still doing here? I've been stood up. I can't fool myself any longer. Real men really aren't worth the time. The reality settles over me like a bucket of cold water, a dull ache blooming in my chest. I stare at the untouched ice melting at the bottom of my glass, thinking about all the effort I've wasted. Triflin', how dare he just stand me up like that? Why even invite me out on a date if that's all you're gonna do, is just not show up? Why? I've come to terms with the fact that I have some personal growing to do. Maybe being single is more my problem than the men I've dumped. This is the first time I've genuinely tried in so long. And this is how it ends. I refuse to publicly wallow in my misery any longer. I'm already prepared to drown myself in romance manga when I get home to ease the sting. Taking out my phone, I start pulling up an app to schedule a ride home, annoyed at myself for not doing this earlier. Before I can, however, a shadow falls over me. I look up, thinking it's the bartender, coming over to kick me out or give me another pity drink. But the words die in my throat the second I see who's actually standing there. Oh, look, it's today's boyfriend. Hello, sir. Standing over me as a... Whoa! This guy is huge, both in the tall and broad sense of the word. Ah! Oh, hi, handsome stranger. Oh, now he's all in my face. Hello. What? What happened? What were we talking about? His shirt is doing him zero favors. Or maybe that's the point, judging by the confident look on his face. Are you sure it's doing him zero favors? It's tight enough to leave nothing to the imagination. And because I'm sitting down, it's all right at eye level. Yuri's like, I'm gonna waterboard that tattoo. All right, everybody. Clean your screen so you can lick it. Once I realized my eyes went straight for his chest, and I haven't even looked at his face yet, I snap out of it. Oh my! When I finally look up, he's already smirking. So that answers whether he noticed. Oh, hi, sir. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, you look oddly familiar. Oddly familiar. His eyes are up here, Rue. No, they're not. They're down here. You're looking at his big heart. Not my fault his man titties are in the way. Exactly, that's not my fault. Milky's judging me. What do you mean, eyes? Yes! When I finally look up, he's already smirking. So that answers whether he noticed. Oh, he noticed. He noticed all right. I was not being subtle, was I? I try very hard to maintain eye contact and not let my gaze drop to where his shirt is clinging for dear life across his chest. That's when I noticed the slit through his eyebrow and the single earring in his right ear. His ink black hair is straight, silky, and long enough to be tussled away from his face. And he opens those full, smirking lips to talk to me.
Well, now, that's a hell of a dress to be sitting alone in.
Oh, did you hear that voice?
You get lost on your way somewhere.
Yes. Yes, whatever you said. That's what happened. What? 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 Huh? What? Head empty. No thoughts. Okay, that's kind of corny. But after the night I've had, corny feels like poetry. His voice has a low, rough grain to it. I just stare at him, frozen. I can't remember the last time someone looked at me so boldly, with that kind of slightly mischievous heat behind their expression. Got lost on my way to your bed, sir. Yuri. Agreed. Can I help you? It comes out sharper than I intended, but tonight I'm out of warm welcomes. His smoldering grin widens, completely brushing past the acid in my voice. Without an invitation, he casually slides into the booth across from me. The leather creaks as he props his elbows on the table, leaning to the side with his chin resting in his hand.
You look like you had a rough night.
Do I?
Let me guess. Either someone made a terrible mistake tonight, or you didn't plan on coming here alone.
Someone made a terrible mistake. Yeah, my date ended up ghosting me. I'm instantly embarrassed by the thin wobble in my voice, but he doesn't seem to mind. He nods once with a seriousness that feels surprisingly sincere. And then he leans forward a little more, resting his forearms on the table and tilting his head as if he's studying a piece of art. Oh, yes, look at me more.
His loss.
He's hitting on me. Did you see that, Yuri? He's hitting on me. Yep, the man of my dreams. That it's almost as if we like wrote him into existence.
Seriously though, who picks this kind of place for a first date and then doesn't show? That's a special kind of stupid.
I know, right? How dare? But listen, okay, now that you're here, I'm not that upset about it. Real. It's a strange kind of comfort, being defended so bluntly by a stranger. I'm not sure whether to be unsettled or grateful. Are you always so candid? I ask, unable to shake the watery nerves from my tone. He simply shrugs.
Life is too short to keep playing games, and you don't get extra time for playing it safe. If you want something, you might as well reach for it.
He pauses, holding my gaze. Does that mean something, sir? Watch him. I hope he reaches out for me. If he wants me, come get me.
Name is Rat. What's yours?
Rue, nice to meet you.
Never been here before. Have you?
I scoff, morbidly amused, and find enough of my footing to respond sarcastically again. How could you tell?
The way you're dressed was my first clue. Second was the way you kept checking your phone like it's a lifeline. Third, you ordered a sex on the beach at a place like this. Dead giveaway.
Is that what a sex on the beach indicates to people? I feel my cheeks flush hot with embarrassment, but his tone isn't mocking. If anything, he sounds almost fond. He must be a bartender if he can tell what I'm drinking just by looking at it. In my defense, I've never been stood up before, so this is new territory.
Well, you are handling it better than most. Some people would have run out of here crying by now.
Are you hitting on me, sir? Well, why don't you stick around for a bit? You want to have a drink with me or something, you know? Where do you live? I probably shouldn't ask that. You know, I can't ask him where he lives right away, you know. He is a complete stranger. I have to be cool about it, okay? I have to play it cool. Who says I wasn't planning to do that in my car? Did you hear that laugh? He laughs. It's a genuine deep rumbling sound that I can feel in my chest from across the table. Yes. Oh my goodness, Spirit VA. KindredSpirit. Excuse me with the voice acting. Excuse me, sir.
Fair enough. But here's a better plan.
He signals to the bartender with 2 fingers raised. A practiced gesture that suggests he's a regular here. The bartender nods without question. So, is this what you do? Rescue stranded women and try to make them feel better?
I'm not trying to make you feel better.
Then what are you doing?
Talking to someone I wanted to talk to. Don't make it more noble than it is.
Why is he so smooth? Like he's just saying all the perfect. He's so smooth. He leans in slightly.
How about you let me salvage what's left of your night? I can't undo the asshole who stood you up.
I mean, maybe you could.
But I can at least make sure you don't leave feeling like shit about it.
He is hitting on me. Yes. Yes. Something shifts in my chest. This is exactly the kind of thing that happens in the fantasies I write. The mysterious stranger who appears in the perfect moment. The one who makes you feel like the only person in the room. And is super smooth with them words. Pretty words. With a hot voice. A hot physique. Okay? Tattoos. Right. Everything that we dreamed of. He's right there. He's right there. I should be cautious. I should be smart. I was just stood up by one stranger from the internet. Oh God, what am I doing? Falling for some random guy's smooth words. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Yep. I want this so badly. To feel wanted and have someone look at me the way he's doing it right now. Look at me like I'm a piece of meat. Why don't you take a bite? It's making it really hard to think straight. You don't know me.
Not yet. But I know you got all dressed up for someone who didn't deserve the effort.
That's true.
I know you're still sitting here instead of running away, which means you've got more guts than you give yourself credit for.
He's giving me praise and affirmations right now. I love that.
And I also know that if some guy is too stupid to show up for you, then maybe you've been wasting your time on the wrong kind of man.
The bartender arrives with 2 bottles of beer, the good craft kind, not the cheap stuff, and sets them down between us. Rhett slides one toward me. I pick up the bottle, just to have something to do with my hands, and take a small sip. It's bitter and hoppy, nothing like the sweet cocktail I ordered before, but somehow it actually tastes really good. That's somewhat accurate.
I have a good eye for these sorts of things. Part of the job.
What job?
I'm a mechanic. Run a custom bike shop across town.
I wouldn't mind seeing you sweaty and oily. Real.
You work on enough bikes, you start noticing patterns. Where things wear down first tells you how people actually ride.
Can you tell how I ride?
And we'll problems they tend to neglect.
He seems like he knows too much already. Okay, be honest with me. Do you rehearse this stuff? Or does it just come out of you like that? He laughs again. That same warm rumble. And shakes his head.
Nah, I just call it how I see it.
Y'all, I am a sucker for some voice acting. I am a sucker for voice acting with deep, sultry, smooth, warm honey voices. Yes, I am. So, what do you see when you look at me? The question comes out more vulnerable than I intend. I blame the beer. Maybe the fact that this man has made me feel more in 5 minutes than my actual date managed in days of messaging. Rhett doesn't answer right away. Instead, he leans forward again, elbows on the table, and really looks at me. His gaze is intense, slow, deliberate, and entirely unlike my interactions with anyone else, but never leering.
Honestly, I'm not sure yet.
The answer catches me off guard. I expected another smooth line.
You ordered a soda first, switched to a cocktail about an hour in. That tells me you showed up planning to be responsible. You wanted a clear head for whoever you were meeting.
Have you been watching me this entire time, sir?
But he never came, so you gave up on being careful. That's the vibe of someone who actually cared to make it work, but is tired of getting disappointed. The rest, I'd have to stick around to figure out.
He thinks he's got me all figured out, y'all. I don't have a comeback for that one. Just a man admitting he doesn't have me figured out yet, but wants to. He makes me want to let him try. Yes, yes, let him try. My breath catches as I realize I still haven't given him a reply. You're not what I expected tonight.
Good. Expected is boring.
For a moment, neither of us speaks, but it's a comfortable silence, as if we are both just taking in the moment and appreciating the company. Then Rhett's lips curve into that devastating smirk again.
Now here's what I think. I think you spent way too long waiting for something to happen. So, how about you stop waiting and do something different for a change?
Do you have any suggestions? Something different?
Can't get anywhere new if you keep on taking the same roads. So, you staying here nursing that cocktail? Or are you coming with me?
Oh, coming with you where?
Does it really matter?
Well, if you're an axe murderer, it does. The question hangs between us. It should bother me that the answer is no. I stare at his outstretched hand. Yuri and I are coming, okay? All right? You had us at hello. You had us at chest and abs and stuff, okay? All right? This is crazy. This is the kind of thing Hannah would tell me not to do. This is how people end up on true crime podcasts. That part, that is true. That's true. But something about him makes me want to take the plunge, and that terrifies me almost as much as it excites me. Before I can overthink it, I place my hand in his.
Now we're talking.
Woo! His hand is warm and steady. He pulls me gently to my feet, and I'm suddenly very aware of how close we are. Can you imagine if you're actually like having this scenario and we're like, oh, at everything he says and does? He'd be like, girl, no, calm down. He's a bit taller than me, and the leather of his jacket creaks softly as he moves. He doesn't let go of my hand right away. Instead, he looks at me with calm eyes that still burn underneath, like a promise.
You coming?
It's not really a question, it's a dare. And the worst part is, it's working. I should say no. I should absolutely say no. I don't even know you.
Then let's change that.
He leads me through the crowded bar, weaving between tables and patrons with the ease of someone who belongs here. A few people call out to him, and he nods or raises his free hand in acknowledgement, but he doesn't stop. Does he know those people? When we step outside, the cool night air hits my flushed cheeks like a blessing. I take a deep breath. Somehow, the same air that felt heavy inside now feels so free. My thoughts are still a jumbled mess of, this is insane, and don't let go of his hand.
Better?
It was getting pretty stuffy in there.
Yeah, it gets like that. Especially on the weekends.
I can't act right. I can't. He finally releases my hand, and I immediately miss the warmth of the contact. He walks over to one of the motorcycles parked near the entrance. Yuri said, bruh, I'm a simp. My goodness, it might have been stuffy there, but he can... Yes, agreed. Yes, Yuri. A sleek red beast that looks expensive and dangerous. Oh no. Oh no. He always got... Yeah, you know, I'm like, it's fine.
Ever been on one of these before?
A motorcycle. No, absolutely not. I don't even have a helmet, and...
I've got you covered.
He pulls a spare helmet from the storage case.
Safety first. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a rush. The closest thing to flying without leaving the ground. But if you don't want to, that's also perfectly okay. I can just call you a cab and give you a ride home. No pressure.
I look at the motorcycle and then back to Rhett. You're gonna be a backpack any day. Agree. This is the most impulsive, reckless, stupid thing I could possibly do right now. I think about my apartment, clean for the first time in months but still empty. I think about my friends, all paired off and happy. I think about the dating app guy who couldn't even be bothered to text me that he wasn't coming. Yeah, he couldn't even be bothered to say, sorry, actually, something came up. I think about all the stories I've written where the heroine takes the risk and says yes to the adventure and throws caution to the wind. Think about what Rhett just said. Can't get anywhere new if you keep taking the same roads. All right, let's do this.
You're the boss.
Okay. He hands me the helmet and helps me adjust the strap under my chin with surprising gentleness for someone with such rough hands. Yes, those rough hands that we want to be all over us. His fingers brush my jaw, and I swear to God I can feel my cheeks burning beneath the visor.
You're gonna want to hold on tight. Wrap your arms around my waist and lean when I do. Don't fight it.
Oh, I won't, Pookie.
This kind of bike is a different beast from regular models.
Oh, is it? Don't fight it. Got it. I'm gonna hold on to you for dear life.
And hey,
Yeah?
trust me.
Okay. I climb on behind him. my dress riding up my thighs in a way that would normally make me self-conscious. But right now, I don't care. I wrap my arms around his waist like he told me to, and I can feel his muscles through the thin material of his shirt, firm and soft at the same time. The warmth. Oh,
Are you
God.
ready?
Am I ready? No. Yes. Huh? I don't know.
Perfect. Let's go for a joyride.
We're going on a ride, Yuri. That's what we're ready for. A ride. Silas 2.0. Yeah, I can see that. The engine roars to life beneath us, a thrumming vibration that echoes through my entire body. He slowly accelerates as we make our way out of the parking lot, and then we burst forward as we hit the main road. The world blurs around us, wind rushes past, cool and sharp against my exposed skin. The city lights turn into streaks of neon color. Okay, we have to look at the CG. It's a moving CG. Wow. We could just ride around like this all night. We don't have to actually go anywhere. Yep, like, I'm okay with this view. Yep. I am okay with this. This is quite the CG. I really like this art style. I love how it's kind of painting looking. He could tell me anything and I would do it. Yes, exactly. Look at how he's looking at us. He's looking deep into our soul, you know. He's looking romantically into our eyes. I tighten my arms around Rhett and press my cheek against his back, feeling the steady rise and fall of his breathing. He wasn't lying. This is freedom and it feels amazing. For the first time in months, or maybe even years, I'm not thinking about job applications, failed relationships, or expectations. I'm just here. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. We fly through the city streets, the motorcycle roaring beneath us like a living thing. Rhett navigates the roads with practiced ease, leaning into turns with a confidence that makes my stomach flip. Every time he accelerates, I instinctively tighten my grip around his waist, and I swear I can feel him smile, even though I can't see his face. We pass through the streets I've never seen. Even though I've lived here for years beneath yellow streetlights that cast everything in a warm amber glow, this is what I've been missing. This exact feeling. Eventually the ride mellows. We're cruising now instead of racing, and I can actually take in a moment. Rhett leans back slightly, and I hear his voice muffled through the helmet. Where to? The question pulls me out of my trance. Right. I have to go home eventually. Back to reality. I shout my address over the wind and feel his nod of acknowledgement. Soon enough, we're turning onto familiar streets, the buildings I pass every day. Rhett pulls up in front of my apartment building and cuts the engine. The sudden silence is almost jarring after the constant rumble of the motorcycle. My ears are still ringing, my hands are still shaking, but I'm not even sure I can feel my legs. I climb off the bike, my knees unsteady. I can't tell whether it's from the ride or the adrenaline rush. Rhett swings off after me and takes my helmet, his fingers brushing mine as I hand it over. Your cat just licked the screen. You're proud of her. So am I. So, was it worth it? I realize I'm grinning like an idiot. That was incredible. I've never felt anything like that. Those words do wonders for a man's ego. He looks at me with that same intensity from the bar, like I'm the only thing worth paying attention to in the entire world. My skin feels warm despite the cool night air. Thank you for tonight. And you don't have to say anything. Sometimes the best nights are the ones that don't need words. There's a beat of silence. I should probably go inside. The night is over. But I don't want it to end. I had a good time tonight. Me too. The best time I've had, and honestly, I can't even remember. The words come out more vulnerable than I intend, but I don't take them back. It's true. Tonight feels like magic. And then we should do it again. Yes, we should. Can I have your number? I freeze for a split second. Really? Why do you sound so surprised? Do you think I do this for just anyone? I don't know. Do you? I'm half joking, but there's a real question underneath. How many other women has he swept off their feet just like this? But Rhett just shakes his head, that practiced smile playing at his lips. Nah, you're different. You barely know me. I know enough to want to know more. It's not a grand declaration. It's not a promise. But somehow that makes it feel more honest than anything else he said tonight. Most people walk into that bar and try to blend in, order whatever everyone else is having, sit where they're told. You sat in the corner in that outfit and ordered a cocktail with a straight face. Either you're fearless, or you've got no idea what you're doing. Can't it be both? Usually is. Plus, you didn't say no when I offered you a ride on my bike. Most people would have. Most people are probably smarter than me. Most people don't know how to live. He's close enough now that I have to tilt my head back to look up at him. Close enough that our noses could almost touch. His fingers softly brush the side of my cheek, but he doesn't push any further. He waits for me to close the gap. He's so tall. His lips meet mine. We're kissing already? This is like one of the first times in a visual novel, in a dating sim, that I haven't been kiss blocked immediately. We're actually kissing without getting kiss blocked. What? His lips meet mine, slow at first. Then his hand slides to the back of my neck, fingers threading into my hair, and the kiss becomes passionate. Wow, already. Oh my goodness. Like he's finally stopped holding back. Finally, it says. I want to see you again. I'd like that. Next weekend, Saturday. Is that too soon? Maybe not soon enough. But the word is already leaving my mouth. Sounds like a plan. Milky says, wait, is that allowed? I thought we always got kiss blocked. I know. Seriously, this is like a first. Usually something happens, like a friend walks in, you know, or the bike like explodes or something. Good. I'll pick you up. 7. Wait. The realization hits me suddenly. How will he pick me up? He doesn't have my number. We haven't exchanged any contact info at all. Can I get your number so we can, plan? Yuri says, thank you, Otome gods, for allowing this kiss. Yes. Sure. Here you go. Oh, he pulls out his phone and hands it to me. I type my number and hand it back. He glances at it and then immediately calls me. My phone buzzes in my clutch. There. Now you have mine.
Perfect.
I'll text you tomorrow about where we're going. Something special. More special than a motorcycle ride. You'll see. He reaches out and tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. The same gentleness from before, lingering for just a moment against my cheek. Get some sleep. You've had a long night. Talk to you soon. He pulls back, and I immediately miss the contact. He swings his leg back over the motorcycle and pulls on his helmet. Good night, Rue. Good night, Rhett. Rue and Rhett. He starts the engine, and the roar cuts through the quiet night. With one last look, those intense eyes visible even through the helmet's visor, he pulls away from the curb. I stand there and watch him go, the sound of his motorcycle fading into the distance until it's swallowed by the ambient noise of the city. I kick off my shoes and immediately pull out my phone. His number is there, saved, but unnamed. I stare at it for a moment before typing, Rhett. It feels silly adding the motorcycle emoji, but also perfect. I'm standing there stalking his empty chat. My phone buzzes with a text. After a mini heart attack, I realize it's just Hannah.
You alive? Been hours since you texted. Getting worried.
Guilt crashes over me. I completely forgot to update her after that initial text from the bar. She probably thinks I was murdered and dumped in a river somewhere. I'm so sorry. I'm home and safe. Long story. I will call you tomorrow and tell you everything. She responds almost immediately, confirming my suspicions.
You better. Sweet dreams.
I set my phone down and head to my bedroom, already peeling off my clothes. When I catch sight of myself in the mirror, I pause. My hair is a wind-blown mess, my cheeks flushed. I look like someone who just had the night of her life. I look nothing like the sad, hungover person who sat in this apartment yesterday morning, drowning in self-pity and job applications. What just happened? My reflection doesn't answer, but she is smiling. I change into the same cute pajamas and crawl into bed. My body is exhausted, but my mind is racing. Next weekend can't come soon enough. I reach for my phone one more time, pulling up his contact. No profile picture, just the number and that little motorcycle emoji. Should I text him? Thank him for tonight? Let him know how I got inside safely? Or is that going to sound desperate? But before I can, my phone buzzes. A text from Rhett. What? He texted me? He is the perfect man. Sleep tight. Next time's gonna be even better. I'm grinning again. I type back, can't wait. Then I set my phone on my nightstand, pull my blanket up to my chin and close my eyes. For the first time in months, I think I'm gonna get a great night's rest. Maybe real men aren't so bad after all. Maybe I just needed to find the right one, right? Yep, we just needed to find that one. I slowly wake up, feeling better than ever. For a moment, I just lie there, staring at the ceiling, blinking as I rub the sleep from my eyes. If you can hear the music, I recognize this song from A Date with Death. It's on there. Yep, that's where I know this song the best. It's one of those like royalty-free, songs that anyone can get. I just happen to have played a whole lot of A Date with Death. Like a lot of it. A lot of it. I'm rubbing the sleep out of my eyes. Last night plays through my mind like a movie I can't stop rewatching. My fingers drift to my lips. I grab my phone from the nightstand, and there it is. Rhett, with his text from last night still on my screen. My heart flutters all over again. I read his message 3 more times. I do too, Yuri. I do too. God, I'm pathetic, but I don't even care. I get out of bed with more energy than I've had in months. I go to the bathroom, and as I brush my teeth, I catch my reflection grinning back at me like an idiot. The woman in the mirror looks happy, the kind of person who lives in the moment. You even rode on a hot stranger's motorcycle last night. Who are you? After a quick shower, I throw on comfortable clothes and head to the kitchen. I'm actually hungry for the first time in days. Usually I skip breakfast entirely. You should. Yes, you should. I make myself a real meal. Scrambled eggs, toast, and fresh coffee. As I sit down with my plate, I realize I need to call Hannah. She's probably been worried sick. And honestly, I'm dying to give her the tea about last night. I pull up her contact and hit call, sitting down at the table and taking a bite of eggs while it rings.
Oh, thank God. I've been checking my phone every 5 minutes. Are you okay? What happened? You said you'd tell me everything.
Hannah, breathe. I'm fine. Better than fine, actually.
Better than fine? What does that mean? Did the guy actually show up?
No, he didn't, but I got completely stood up. I got completely stood up.
What? That asshole. I knew I should have... Wait, why do you sound so happy about it?
I can't help but grin as I take another bite of toast. Because while I was sitting there feeling sorry for myself, someone else showed up.
No way! Tell me everything right now. Don't you dare leave out a single detail.
And so I do. All the way to the kissing and leaving me at my door.
Oh my God! This is like something out of one of your stories. The mysterious biker who sweeps in at the perfect moment. Rue, this is insane.
I know. I keep waiting to wake up and realize it was all some elaborate daydream.
So, when are you seeing him again? Please tell me you got his number and didn't just ride off into the sunset like some kind of modern Cinderella.
We're planning another date next week, probably Saturday. There's a pause on the other end of the line.
Saturday isn't this Saturday, like in 6 days.
Yeah, why?
Rue, sweetie, Saturday is Jordan's birthday.
The words hit me like a splash of cold water. Jordan's birthday? His birthday party that he'd mentioned in our group chat. Well, maybe we'll just bring Rhett to the party with us. You know, that'll be the date. Rhett can be my +1. The one I'd completely forgotten about in the chaos of riding through the city, like I was in a music video. Oh no, I completely forgot.
We've been planning this for weeks. We're all meeting at that bowling alley he likes, the retro one with the arcade games.
I pressed my palm against my forehead. How could I forget? I really flipped this one up. But Rhett, the thought of canceling on him makes my chest ache in a way that feels too intense for someone I just met. Oh, I'm inclined to agree with you, Yuri. It's Jordan. He's a grown-ass man. He can have a birthday without me. I can reschedule with Rhett. It's fine. No, just don't reschedule. Just bring him. That'll be the date. He'll be your guest. Bring Rhett. Jordan's birthday is more important.
I mean, yeah, but Rue, I'm a little worried.
About what?
About last night, I mean. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy you had fun. You deserved a good night after everything you went through, but you got on a motorcycle with a complete stranger and rode off into the night. That's actually really dangerous.
I feel a wave of defensiveness rise in my chest. I know Hannah means well, but the way she's saying it makes me feel like a child being scolded. Hello, Black Knight. Hey, Rue. Decided to drop in. See you all the time in a certain someone's chat. Yes, welcome, Stunner. Thank you so much for being here, Black Knight 200. Appreciate you. Yuri says, listen, Jordan, either I get laid or I go to your birthday or I pick up Biker Boy. Girl had a point. You know what? You're right, Milky. That was a dangerous play. It was dangerous. I wasn't being reckless. He gave me a helmet and he knew what he was doing. Yeah. See, that makes it okay. You would scold me if I did that? Oh. I'm always this close. Well, in fiction. In fiction, actually, I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm all in, okay? Listen, okay? I know there's a chance it could be a yandere, but I like yanderes. He owns a bike shop. Hannah, he's a professional. Girl is spiraling.
I know, but you don't really know him. Or at all, actually. He could have taken you literally anywhere. What if?
But he didn't. He took me home, safe, exactly like he said he would.
Okay, but what if he hadn't? What if he'd been some creep who...
He wasn't. I have good instincts about people, Hannah. I know it sounds crazy, but I felt safe with him. That's what they always say right before they get chomped. Twitch kicked you out? Oh, no. How dare? Said to everyone who ever got picked up by a serial killer. Real. Yes. That part. Accurate. Black Knight told no lies. More alive than I felt in a long time, actually. There's another pause. I can practically hear Hannah choosing her words carefully on the other end.
I trust your instincts. I worry about you, especially after everything you've been going through lately. You've been really isolated, and now there's this perfect guy who shows up at exactly the right moment. It feels, I don't know, like a movie. And real life isn't usually a movie. Yeah, what if he's a yandere? No, he's gonna be a broken bad boy. That's what we manifested in our notebook, okay? That is what we have dreamed up into existence. A broken, sad, damaged bad boy. Her words settle uncomfortably in my stomach. I know she's right to be concerned. Hannah, I don't mean to be rude, but if I concentrate on the ifs, I will never get to live my life. You know what, Yuri? That is also true. Exactly. If we always think about, I can't do this because what if, then one day we'll look back and say, what could our life have been if we had taken the chance? I know it sounds too good to be true, but maybe some good things can just happen sometimes. Maybe I'm allowed to have something exciting for once in my life. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't want to raid on your parade. You deserve to be happy. And hey, if this guy makes you happy, then I'm happy for you. Just promise you'll be careful.
I promise. I'll text Rhett about rescheduling. Jordan's birthday comes first.
Thank you. He'll really appreciate you being there. Hey, maybe you can bring Rhett to the next group thing. We'd all love to meet him.
Well, listen, everyone else is probably bringing their... Y'all are probably bringing your dates to the party. Why can't I bring mine? Why didn't you offer that, Hannah? Why didn't you say,
and hey, why didn't you bring Rhett to the birthday party?
You know? The thought of Rhett at a bowling alley with my friends doesn't sit right in my head. Picturing Rhett in rented shoes, playing games with Mark, or pretending to laugh at one of Jordan's dry jokes. The image won't even start to form. Maybe. We'll see how things go.
Fair enough. I have to run. Mark is attempting to make pancakes and I don't trust him alone with the stove. Text me later.
Will do. Thanks for always checking on me.
Always. Love you.
Love you too. I end the call and stare at my phone for a long moment. The leftovers of my breakfast having gone cold. Hannah's concern echoes in my head, mixing uncomfortably with the euphoria I'd been feeling all morning. She really was kind of a Debbie Downer for that one, you know? We were like all happy and giddy and excited and stuff, and she kind of like slapped it out of us. She's right to worry. I mean, objectively. Riding off with a stranger is dangerous. It's important your guy likes your friends and vice versa. Yeah, Milky, see, that's more of a reason to bring him to the party so he can meet your friends. Perfect. It's like a perfect opportunity. You should invite him. But Rhett isn't like that. I can feel there's something different about him. I pull up his contact and start typing a message. She does sound slightly delulu. Reschedule your date with Rhett and try to persuade him. Or go along with Rhett instead. Oh my gosh. Do I reschedule or do I... Jordan will be fine. Jordan is a grown-ass man. Listen, okay? I just met this man. And I've been sad and lonely. Jordan's gonna have his boyfriend, all his besties, everyone's gonna be there, okay? And if I don't nurture my new relationship, it could fall apart right before my eyes. Or I can be a good friend. And, you know, now here's a question I have. It says reschedule a date with Rhett and try to persuade him. Persuade him? Persuade him what? Persuade him of what? What are we persuading? Listen, my IRL friends would want me to go get laid, so I'm going with him. I will buy Jordan a cake later. Right, Yuri? Milky, what would you do? Would you go to the birthday party for a grown-ass man who's just fine? Or would you follow your heart and go for love? Go for love! Y'all listen, okay? I never said I wasn't trash. Okay. I never said I wasn't a thirsty trash panda. So I'm going along with Rhett. Jordan will be fine, okay? He'll be fine! And that's where the demo comes to a close. How dare you? How dare it be over? Okay, I was into it. Will he be feeding me cake? Says Milky. Sure, why? You know what? Yes. I'm just going to say yes, because you'd go for cake. Cake and cake. Okay, he's got cake and he's got cake. Thank you for playing all the way to the end. It honestly means the world to me that you're here. Oh, you're welcome, kindred spirit. We had a great time playing your demo. What you just played is an early slice of something much bigger. Affictionate is still in active development, and there's so much more of this story left to tell. The full release will follow 3 love interests each with 2 to 3 endings and around 100,000 words of their own. Wow, it's going to be like a full-length, multi-route visual novel dating game. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Everything you've seen of Rhett so far is just the start of his route. Here's the plan. Rhett's complete story launches into Steam Early Access by December 2026. The second love interest follows as a free update in mid-2027, and the third in late 2027. If you'd like to come along for the rest, here's how. Wishlist the game on Steam so you don't miss the launch. There is a link to if you go to the description on YouTube, there is a link to the Steam page of this game. So that way you can go wishlist it. You can join the Discord and then check the website for extra content. All the links are right below. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you again for being here. I can't wait to show you the rest. KindredSpirit. Yay, KindredSpirit! Congratulations on your visual novel. Congratulations on your demo. I loved it. I had a great time. It was super fun. Good job on the voice acting. It was peak. What a sweet, hot, deep, velvety voice you have. Real. Wow. Also, I love the premise, the idea of the main character being a writer who manifests their dream guy and starts a whirlwind romance with him. Wow. How fun. I love it. Also, the art is stunning. I really love the designs of everybody, and especially Rhett. His design is chef's kiss for a love interest. Super hot, real hot. Also, it does kind of look like KindredSpirit. I'm not going to lie. Like KindredSpirit without the beard and the mustache and stuff. Looks like that. Real, totally. Long hair, everything. Yep. You've done a great job. I'm impressed. All right, y'all, here's where to find everything. And now we're going to return to the main menu. Affictionate. That was so much fun. Y'all, I didn't know how long this demo was going to be, so I was like, I had a backup that I brought up in the Discord. I was like, maybe I'll play another one. But this ended up being a full-length stream, which is perfect. And so we're going to go ahead and call it a day. But if you are new here, hi, I'm Jitterrue, and I'm really obsessed with dating sims, romance games, Otome games, Amare games. Yes, I am. And I love to play them. I love to share them with you. And I love to talk about them, rank and roast husbandos and waifus and all that kind of stuff. Yes, just like we did today. So if you had fun, consider giving me a like on the stream and a subscribe on my YouTube. Because guess what? We are gonna do a whole lot more of this. And if you're on YouTube, watch the next video. Yes. I'll see you next time. Bye.